Okay, hello, good evening guys. This is Dr. P065. Today I'm going to be showing you how to replace this alternator. If suppose yours have a problem, especially I did make a video of troubleshooting this alternator recently that is having issue. So the tools you're going to be needing to replace this is you're going to be needing 10mm socket. Don't get freak out, it's going to work. You're going to need a 30mm socket. Then you're also going to need a 60mm socket. Okay, so over here you want to put your 16 or 17mm socket here and bar this upward. Let me do it and show you. So you get that belt out. First of all, this one has to go up to release, so you get to get it and lift it up. When you lift it up and you get the belt out, don't forget the orientation. If you forget the orientation, how the belt is facing the serpentine belt, you can Google it. Though I'm still going to show you how the belt goes when I'm done with this very service right here. So when you get the belt out, then you have a 10mm. So you have 4 bolts here, 1 here, 2 up here, then 2 down. Then you have a 30mm bolt back, then you have a socket. So let me lose it out and show you. Okay, that's actually tight. Lift it up, it's loose. So though you can see that it's not a normal 10 there, but 10 works for it. So don't worry about going to upgrade your tools because of this. Let me show you what I did now. The things you have to put in mind before doing this is you have to recognize how many amperage the Mercedes is using. For most of them, they have a lot of different amperage: 120, 150, 160, 170. This one here is 180 amps. So you want to make sure that you put the right amperage right there. So they have another one here. I've actually losing out. So I'm just trying to do this for the purpose of this video. Okay, now that's it right there. Okay, so here you can see it right there. So it remains just one. Someone have to help you hold it for this camera. Okay, now I can lose that. Okay, now let me show you. Okay, for this is actually not the one for this very car, but it's the same thing. Is 180 amps, so it's gonna work. Now you can see. So this is where the 13mm. Don't forget, don't misplace this this thing here, to just in order not to create any short circuit within the system. So you can put it in this channel here. You can put it in this channel. You can put it, but I prefer this one here. But the main one that comes with this very car here, this very ground wire here, sorry, this positive part of the power here actually protrudes from here, right, for ML2013 model. So but here I found another fit for it, and this charge voltage regulator here, you can test it without it being inside the system. So it has only one exciter wire that goes straight to your computer, and your computer to the IBS. So once you have it tightened like I did like this, and you get this socket, make sure that it's well clipped, then you're ready to install it back into the system. By the way, this bracket here comes, if suppose it's actually the one that is the original fit for it, you should be able to go with it. So after you're done getting it to this stage, then you are ready, you are set to get it back. So now the first thing you're gonna do is to twist it up like this. Remember what I told you, have 4 bolts. So you want to guide the one that is up here first. You guide one first, one after the other. Okay. This is actually a very simple service you can do yourself. Okay. Now, what's the importance of using hand to guide it? You want to use hand to guide it first so you don't cross the thread. If you cross the thread, it's going to be a problem. Okay, once you have had one guided, you see it's well seated, then you can get a second one and guide it from under. Use your hand and guide it. You must use your hand to guide the four of them. If it's not guiding with hand, you're gonna keep wiggling it, and just like I'm doing it right now, and guiding it. Shift it a little bit back. Okay. Now, once it's guided, you want to use your 10 ratchet. When you tighten it, if it is strong, then you should know that the thread is about to cross, so it means you have to stop. We want to go with this one first. I won't tie it completely, but I'm going to get it to be like 2 millimeter close or 1.5 millimeter close to lapping with the body as it is right now. So it can help me hold the down one very well, so I can guide it. Then once it's guided, I can use my ratchet again. As you can be able to see the down one to know if it has lapped. As soon as you guided it and tighten it and it stopped, you can give it -2 like this. 1, 2. Now the reason for that is because you have 2 more boats coming to be one up here then one down. Now if it doesn't guide, you need to slack some of the boat again. Like I have to slack this one here and wiggle it. Okay, wiggle it until when it guides. You have to guide with hand first. Okay, now that one has guided, and I decide to use my ratchet. Set the gear in position. Okay, now I can go for the last one. I want to make sure that I've guided all of them the same before I can be able to start torquing them strongly. So giving it the last torque before I can start putting up the belt. Now before doing this, listen very carefully. Make sure that the negative terminal of the battery is disconnected to avoid short-circuiting anything here. That's going to lead to another expensive repairs. You heard me. Get the negative terminal of the battery disconnected first. In this very car I'm working on right now, I got it disconnected. I'm actually doing this job in the night right now because I don't have time within the day. I have some other jobs to attend to that is much more hectic than this one here. This one I've been diagnosing this one to know that the alternator is actually the problem, and the code I think is right there on the title of this video. Now that I've got it tightened, I can now torque it gently one after the other. pocket. Don't worry, it's not gonna jump at the 10. So no matter how the manufacturer want to lock us out, we always find a way, so don't worry. Okay, now this is good. Gonna lock the back one here. Wanna tighten it again. Okay, one more time. Okay, that's good. Okay, now after doing that, now the next thing you want to do here for the belt, if you don't know how to remove this belt before, let me show you. The first one comes from the pulley here, the big pulley, and it go all the way to the down part of this one right here and start coming back here. Now it goes to the alternator. Sorry. Now there is, you can see it right there, so that it has to go on top. After going to the down part of the alternator, it has to go on top. Okay, look at here. Make sure that the belt is well placed so it doesn't get tooted. Now when you set it and you're seeing it like this, then you've gotten it correctly. So I'm gonna be getting a 16mm that's gonna hold, that I'm gonna use to torque it from this adjuster here before I can put it. I have made a mistake bending like this. When you are seeing this number reading here, it means if it is reading there, it means it's in portrait. Okay, now let me check it. This is my 16mm. I want to check it first and see if I actually made a mistake. Yeah, I did.
Just 1 second.
Okay, so here we go. You want to use a short extension right here. Get it back. Then I'll tuck it like this. You can see it right there. So I'll tuck it really hard. Okay. It's really hard, so now you want to check it and make sure they are all lined up correctly before you leave it. So that's it. So you can see right here. That's it right there. And that's the compressor. Okay, now the next thing here, you want to get this thing back in there. It's very simple. Make sure that you double check your job and make sure you didn't miss any damn thing, because if you miss, it could result to another problem. So this one right here, you can see how it is. So you first of all get this one here. If it is for ML350 2013 model. Hold this. So you want to get this one in first. Now see, snaps in there and come over here. As easy as that. Now you can see it. Okay, so let's take a look at our job again. Everything is fine. Then from here you can go and put back the negative terminal. When you put it, leave it for like 3 minutes so that the system can recollect its memory before you start. When you start, then you want to look at the dashboard and see if there is any battery light right there. If the battery light, there is any battery sign showing on the dashboard, then it means the alternator is faulty. But if there is none, then it's good. Then the next thing you want to do is you want to use your multimeter here, tune it to voltage meter, voltage range. You have one connector here, which is the red one, and you have the ground right here. That's the positive and that's the ground. So you measure between here and here. With the car running, you should be having from 13.8 to 14.2 and above voltage. If you're having 12 volts or you're having 12.6 volt, then definitely the alternator is not doing its job. Okay guys, now that you know how to replace alternator in ML350 2003 model Formatic, 2013 model Formatic, smash the subscribe button, share with your friends, give me a thumbs up. I gotta catch you guys later. If you have any further question, drop it in the comment section below. I'm Dr. Cool Auto Fix. Bye.